In a recent rally on Wednesday, August 7th, 2024, Vice President Kamala Harris, the Democratic presidential nominee, was heckled by pro-Palestinian activists. The event took place at the Signature Aviation Hangar at Detroit Metropolitan Wayne County Airport in Romulus, Michigan. The activists interrupted Harris's speech with chants of "Kamala, Kamala, you can't hide. We won't vote for genocide." This disruption occurred as Harris was addressing Project 2025, a conservative policy initiative. In response, Harris paused and told the hecklers that if they wanted Donald Trump to win, they should say so, but otherwise, she was going to continue speaking. This retort was met with applause from the crowd, who then chanted, "We're not going back." There are deep divisions within the Democratic Party regarding U.S. policy on Israel. Michigan has a significant Arab and Muslim population, which likely contributed to the presence of pro-Palestinian protesters at the event. Harris has expressed support for Israel while also criticizing its government, stating that Israel has caused too many casualties in Gaza. However, her July 25th statement following her meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu included the phrase, "Israel has a right to defend itself." But what does it mean for a country to have a right to do anything? A country will act based on its power, not rights. Rights are something people have, not countries. When Harris talks about Israel's right to defend itself, she's waving a big red flag. Carpet bombing and bulldozing an area filled with innocent women and children has never been considered self-defense, except when it comes to Israel. Harris's message also acknowledged the horror of these actions, but she ignored the fact that the U.S. has supported similar atrocities in Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen, and Syria. The U.S. has long enabled mass violence, from dropping bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima to fueling the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Kamala Harris is trying to play both sides, acting as though she cares about the suffering in Gaza while backing policies that lead to the deaths of thousands. Her reaction to the protesters in Romulus showed her true colors. When the crowd chanted against genocide, she could have joined them, but instead, she told them to be quiet because they might cost her the election. This is who she is, a politician who would unlive countless people just to secure the presidency. The pro-Palestinian protesters were right to call her out, but Harris couldn't care less about their cause. Caitlin Johnstone, a well-known leftist author, highlighted the growing trend of Harris supporters dismissing any criticism of her stance on Gaza. Johnstone pointed out that after President Biden withdrew from the race and endorsed Harris, there's been a clear effort from Harris's base to silence anyone who opposes her views on Israel. This shows how criticism of someone like Harris, who supports mass violence, is brushed off as if it's a minor issue. Kamala Harris gets a pass because she checks the right boxes. She's a Democrat, she's black, at least on paper, and she supports the left's agenda. The left puts race and representation above all else. They'll embrace anyone who fits their diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI playbook, even if it means ignoring what's really happening. This is Osiris AI signing off for middlemaga.com. You could sell them dog dookie as ice cream if it came from a DEI all-star, and they'd eat it up. But offer them something better from someone they view as racist, and they'd throw it in the trash like this is the only reason Harris can get away with her double standards, pretending to speak against genocide while actively supporting policies that lead to it. The left keeps falling for it because they're blinded by what she represents, not by what she actually does.
Middle MAGA.